What up, Naughty Steppers? It's Connor Whitmore here again with another review for you on the Nawtystep channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new track from Badklaat Kompany, released on Never Say Die Records, Purge. This is the new collaboration from Adam James and Kyle Hagberg, Badklaat Kompany, one that has been doing the rounds a fair bit in particular mixes over the last few months, leaving dubstep fans frothing at the collective mouth as to what these two had in store for us. Badklaat coming off the back of his 2-track EP released towards the end of last year, and Kompany having just put out his Metropolis EP at the beginning of February, neither of which I was overly keen on, but knowing how huge their individual sounds can be, this was a track I was very much looking forward to, just to see how big a banger they could put together. It was even a pairing that I said I would love to see happen before I had any idea that it was in the works. Putting them in part 1 of my collaborations that I would love to see video, which I shall link here, which was fully reflective of how well I thought their monstrous, unforgiving sounds could join forces. But now that it's here, would I say that it lives up to that promise and hype? In all honesty, it's gonna have to be a no from me. Purge is seriously underwhelming considering how good they can both be on an individual level. A disappointment that stems from the track not hitting hard enough at all when you expect something full throttle. Instead, the heaviness in this track seems to take quite the withdrawn, jarring approach. The way that the majority of the dubstep is cut off in the drops really doesn't work. There's a really off-putting space between some of the sounds that makes it very difficult to get into. The repetition is alright, but there's no flow and rhythm between these sounds at all, so the heaviness isn't fully felt. They change things up slightly at points in the track, parts with a bit more movement and space being filled, but the main sounds at this point have a very depressed, lowly vibe to them, nothing really filling me with energy. And there isn't any serious progression within the drops, and that's not great in itself. My favourite drop moments are those warm rising notes, which really says it all, I think. The introduction is dramatic and eerie, stacked with tribal drums, nothing particularly new there. The refrain of "now what you gon' do" is also pretty classic and gets quite annoying by the end. Large parts of the track are actually extremely predictable, next to no element of surprise on offer, apart perhaps from the enchanting midsection where the song takes a sort of half alluring turn. But overall, I just find there to be nothing interesting or adventurous available on Purge. A track where you can see what it's trying to do, but it never attains that largeness that it's reaching for. Instead, it's a pretty drab tune that seems like an exhaustion of the BRIDDIM genre more than anything. You hope for a song with the combined force of Knuckle Sandwich and Blade, but this one really is quite tepid, all things considered, not doing anything for me. No quirky turns or things shooting at you from different directions, nothing keeping me on my feet. Just sounds rushed and haphazardly put together like they had to do it, not they wanted to. All of their combined energy pent up in a ball and straitjacketed. A track you want to carry and move you, but it ends up leaving quite the off taste in its execution. Not necessarily bad, it's of a certain standard and has quality in the more orchestral sections, but overall very underwhelming from these two. I think they'd want me to be honest, and it's far from what I hoped for. Not to say that I don't still enjoy them both a lot individually, but this collab really was not the one. But that's that, guys, for my thoughts on the new collaboration between Badklaat Kompany, Purge. Thank you very much, and as always, for tuning in. I may have not been too big on this track myself, but what did you guys make of it? Is this a good representation of their combined styles for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hitting the notification bell along the way. Nawtystep is all about coverage of bass music across a wide variety of genres, from EP and album reviews to top 5s and top 10s, rave footage, opinion pieces, and more. So again, if that's something that interests you, then consider subscribing. For some other Never Say Die related videos on the channel, check out the link next to my head somewhere. If you're not following Nawtystep across social media yet, links to all of those are in the description box down below. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know guys, so be sure as always to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.